The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a land of vast deserts, oil wealth, and shimmering skyscrapers, often finds itself at the center of global attention. While its economic prowess and geopolitical significance are undeniable, a darker side of the nation's narrative persists: the plight of its migrant workers. Millions of individuals, primarily from South Asian countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nepal, journey to Saudi Arabia seeking a better life, drawn by the promise of opportunity and a way to support their families back home. Yet, behind the facade of progress and development lies a stark reality for many of these workers. The Goat Life, a controversial film that shines a light on the often harsh conditions faced by migrant workers in Saudi Arabia, has sparked debate and ignited conversations about the human cost of economic growth. While the film's portrayal has been met with mixed reactions, it serves as a crucial entry point into a conversation about the experiences of migrant workers in Saudi Arabia. Their stories, often untold and unheard, paint a complex picture of resilience, exploitation, and the universal desire for a dignified life. This essay delves into the real-life struggles of these workers, drawing on their testimonies, expert analyses, and perspectives from Saudi Arabia to foster a deeper understanding of this multifaceted issue. By examining the systemic factors that contribute to their vulnerability, exploring the human cost of indifference, and highlighting the initiatives working to empower migrant workers, we can move towards a more just and equitable future for those who contribute so much to Saudi Arabia's growth. The narratives of migrant workers in Saudi Arabia are as diverse as the individuals themselves. Each story is a tapestry woven with threads of hope, desperation, resilience, and often exploitation. Many arrive filled with dreams of securing a better future for themselves and their families back home. They yearn to provide their children with education, build a home, or simply escape the cycle of poverty that has ensnared generations. Take, for instance, the story of Ahmed, a young man from Pakistan who left his village in Punjab to work as a construction worker in Riyadh. Ahmed, like many others, was enticed by promises of high wages and comfortable living conditions offered by recruitment agents. However, on arriving in Saudi Arabia, Ahmed found a starkly different reality awaiting him. His wages were significantly lower than promised, his living quarters were cramped and unsanitary, and his workdays were long and arduous under the scorching desert sun. He toiled tirelessly, sending the majority of his meager earnings back home, clinging to the hope that his sacrifices would pave a brighter future for his family. Then there is Rani, a domestic worker from Sri Lanka, who left behind her young daughter in the care of her elderly mother. Rani's story is one of heartbreak. Subjected to verbal and physical abuse at the hands of her employers, stripped of her passport and denied any contact with her family, Rani found herself trapped in a nightmare. Her experience, while extreme, is not entirely uncommon, particularly for women who migrate to Saudi Arabia for domestic work. These personal accounts underscore the harsh realities that many migrant workers confront. Separated from their loved ones, stripped of their rights, and subjected to exploitative conditions, they often find themselves navigating a system that is stacked against them. Their stories serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of global migration and the urgent need for greater protection of movement and ability to leave the country or change jobs without their sponsor's permission. This creates a situation where workers are effectively tied to their employers, even in cases of abuse or exploitation, for fear of being deported or facing legal repercussions. Moreover, the kafala system impedes workers' access to justice. Many are reluctant to report abuse or exploitation due to fear of retaliation from their employers, or the risk of being detained and deported. The lack of effective complaint mechanisms and access to legal aid further exacerbates their vulnerability. The Saudi government has implemented some reforms to the kafala system in recent years. However, significant challenges remain. Human rights organizations continue to document widespread labor abuses, including wage theft, passport confiscation, forced labor, and human trafficking within the migrant worker population. Addressing these systemic issues is crucial to ensuring the well-being and fundamental rights of migrant workers in Saudi Arabia.